My name is Elizabeth Jordan. I'm the director of the Immigration Detention Accountability Project at CREEC, the Civil Rights Education and Enforcement Center. I'm a white woman with curly hair. I'm wearing a black dress today and a gray blazer, and I'm sitting in CREEC's offices in Denver. The Immigration Detention Accountability Project, or IDAP, provides legal support and representation to people with disabilities and medical vulnerabilities who are in ICE custody, which is a form of civil detention. Our clients tell us that in many ways it feels like prison or even worse. We think that immigration detention should be abolished, but for so long as it exists, our project demands that people, especially people with disabilities and people with medical vulnerabilities, be treated with dignity, receive constitutionally adequate and humane treatment in ICE custody. For example, we've secured a set of hearing aids for somebody who had been in ICE custody for months, who was hard of hearing, whose hearing aids were broken. And we've also successfully advocated recently for somebody to be released home so that he could shelter in place with his family during the pandemic, which is a safer thing than staying detained. On the other end, our big cases have also made some concrete changes. So in 2018, in a case called Tenang versus Trump that we filed, we forced ICE to stop putting asylum seekers into a medium security federal prison where they'd been holding people, where the conditions were abysmal. We've also, in a recent case called Freihat versus ICE, which was taking on ICE's response to the pandemic, gotten a great order from our judge demanding that ICE make certain changes to protect people in their custody and also release people so that they can go home and be safe. Being involved with IDAP has been really rewarding for me. It's been rewarding to run a project that's really at the intersection of pressing issues in American life, immigration issues, and justice for people with disabilities, and treatment for people who are medically vulnerable. You know, that's something we talk a lot about in society, and I get to work on it every day. It's really provided a particular perspective on these issues, which are so important. You know, working with folks in immigration detention throws up a lot of barriers. ICE creates these barriers, and the contractors who work for them create these barriers. These are facilities that are locked. They're not open to the public. They're very hard even for attorneys to access. And so, you know, nothing about this work is easy. Even something as basic as getting ICE to call me back and tell me what they're doing with my client can take hours. And so fighting this hard against a system that's this entrenched takes resources. And without resources, we can't advocate for our clients. In the near future, we've got a lot of plans. First, we're committed to seeing our case Freihat versus ICE through. This is a really important case that seeks to hold ICE accountable, I would say in new, pretty unprecedented ways, taking on the system as a whole. The other thing is we really hope to keep expanding our individual advocacy. This is really important because, you know, people in ICE custody have immediate needs. There are people who are at serious risk of substantial harm, maybe even life-threatening harm while they're in ICE custody because of ICE's poor practices, and we're committed to helping as many people as possible get the medical attention they need, get the disability accommodations they need, or even just get out of ICE custody so they can be home safe with their community and with their doctors and their loved ones, and, you know, all of the support that community offers that ICE detention doesn't.